Good morning. Welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show. My name is Anthony.
I'm Carla Marie.
And I feel really stupid, Carla Marie. So when we recorded the morning show podcast, which, as you know, is available anywhere you listen to podcasts, I started off by saying we were pretty lucky that we got to go to emo night and we didn't lose our voice. And then almost immediately after, yesterday, which is late last night, actually, all of a sudden my throat started closing up. And I'm pretty sure I'm at the very early stages of a sinus infection.
Yeah.
So I will be honest with you today. I don't know how long this show is going to last.
So two things. My allergies are off the charts today. Like, I was kind of bordering the last 2 days, and it get better. I've taken extra allergy medication, which is not something you're supposed to do, but, I'm trying. And we both woke up today. I'm like sneezing, and it's not like I know I don't have a cold.
Yeah, I feel really good actually. It's just my throat feels like there's a knife in it.
Yeah, that sucks. But we also will not be taking alcohol shot or anything today.
No shots for me this morning, because it is probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
Hype Train Level 4. Thank you very much for the support, everybody.
We'll double it up one day soon.
I see Jen gifted some subs. Lisa gifted some subs. Jess from Minnesota. Lori. Lizzie. There's a lot of people. So thank you very, very much. Oh, just dropped the keyboard. A couple things we're going to talk about today, though. Emo night. Obviously, we went to that. We'll talk about that a little more. My best meathead genius moment ever took place yesterday. Invisible labor is something that I read about yesterday and I actually want to talk about. And it's not on the list, but we can also finally talk about the Seahawks video I did.
Yes. What do you want to do first?
Let's do the Seahawks video and explain how that happened.
So last Monday night, I get a text from the social media department at the Seahawks. So, I work for two different departments, and the social media one was like, hey, I know it's late. It was like 8 p.m. Do you know anyone who could come in tomorrow? We are filming an Impractical Jokers type bit with the guys. However, the person we were going to use had an emergency, can't do it. Do you know someone who's a comedian or someone who could do improv?
Well, and they didn't really explain it fully with the first text. They said, do you know anyone who does stand-up, or do you know a comedian or someone who does improv?
Yeah.
So
I was like, well, I do improv.
Well, Carla Marie asked me, and I suggested someone on the radio here locally in Seattle. That person couldn't do it. And once we figured out what that thing was, it was more improv, less stand-up comedy. I was like, you know what? I could probably do this.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem that difficult.
So I said,
so there it happened.
I'm recommending Anthony, not just because it's Anthony, but I think he can actually do it. So sure enough, they're like, all right, let's have him come in, whatever. So I'd go with him. We go down to the Virginia Mason Athletic Center, and it wasn't rookies. It was second and third year guys. And they were told that these were videos and stuff that was going to be on the Jumbotron at Lumen.
Yeah.
And often you'll see those during the game. It's they just stand there and they're or they do something it's so random. It says their name and they just move.
Yeah.
So when we get there, I said to Anthony, what is your name? What are you going to do with your name?
I didn't think about this until we really got there, but I just said, I'm going to go with Tones. I'm actually pretty decent. If you give me a character to play, I can play it.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm not just going to be Anthony because then I won't be able to remove myself enough. So I'm going to be Tones, and I'll be this director from LA.
Yep. And
that was it.
So he's in one room doing this. There's several cameras in there. Coaches were in another room, in his ear in an AirPod. And he was kind of the douchey director from LA. And then I was in another room, kind of watching all of it. Control room. I have photos of it. It was crazy.
Yeah. And I tried not to be
mean.
A mean director because I didn't think I could get them to do stuff that was silly if I was also being mean.
Right.
And what a lot of the stuff that wasn't shown, what I started to do with every football player that came in to get them to loosen up and to get them in a silly mode, I did the Macarena with everybody. Because I figured if you do the Macarena, you're going to do something silly after that.
Yeah.
It's not, you can't take yourself seriously after that. So I went through the whole thing, and the only person, someone asked here in the chat,
how did no one
recognize me?
So
who was that?
It was, I think it was Audrey. Audi.
Yes.
Sorry.
Audi Swan.
I knew it was an A-U.
And the only person that I was worried of when I saw the list of players that I was going to get was DJ Dallas. Because I know DJ follows you on Instagram.
Yeah, and we've interacted before on social, not just at Seahawks. And when I didn't realize he was on the list. So when I saw him walk in, I was like, oh no. And he asked you a question. He's like, so what kind of stuff do you direct? And I was like, I think he's on to him.
So I could tell when he walked in that he thought he recognized me. But I also, I had the glasses on. I was wearing the black suit jacket over the T-shirt. My hair was different, which might be my new hairstyle, by the way.
I liked it.
So I could tell in his face, he was like, I can't place this person.
So he said,
I know I've seen them.
He says, what kind of movies do you direct? And you said,
I said, I don't do movies. I do commercials, like old school Sunny D commercials. I don't know why. And I said it to a couple of players, but that was the first commercial I thought of.
They probably don't. I don't think you understand how young these people are.
Yeah. They
don't know what Sunny D is. So then after it comes out, I send the idea and the video to DJ Dallas, and I was like, I have a feeling you recognize him. Like, this is my boyfriend. I'm always posting him. And he goes, I knew it. Like, he didn't know where he knew him from, but he knew it. And then he DM'd Anthony and was like, the Sunny D commercials thing was weird. I knew it.
Yeah, he was like, that's where I thought it was fake. But
here's what's crazy. The players, after the prank was done on each player, they were not told, this is a prank. Because they'll go tell the other players, don't go in there, it's a joke. So they literally went 2 whole days, until the videos came out, thinking they were just like, this weird guy had us doing weird stuff.
Let's see. Yeah, I was wearing glasses, and you don't recognize Superman when he's wearing glasses.
That's true.
So it's a great disguise. Other things on the list. I'm going to move on from that. I want to get to this meathead genius move that I pulled yesterday.
Okay.
So last night, when I was editing the morning show podcast, I knew I also had to meal prep a little bit and boil a bunch of eggs. But I didn't want to waste my time literally watching a pot of water boil.
Right.
Because I had to get work done. So at first, I was like, you know what? It's a pretty big pot because it was 18 eggs I had to boil. It's going to take a while. So I'll set a 10-minute timer. I'll turn the stove on. I'll come up here. And then in 10 minutes, I'll go check the water. And I'll keep doing that.
That's safe.
Well, the first 10 minutes, nothing happened. I'm telling you, this is a big pot of water.
Yeah,
it was going to take a while. So then I was like, I can unplug everything from this laptop, but I also need to be plugged into the hard drive. There's a whole thing. So I couldn't just take my laptop downstairs and edit because everything was recorded. This is like 11 o'clock at night. And I was like, wait a second. What if I video call myself and I put my phone on the tripod? And I set up a Google Meet between two of my email accounts.
You could use the hub downstairs.
I don't know how to use that thing. Well, no, because I needed to angle down into the pot of water. So I basically set up a baby cam for my boiling eggs, and it worked great. I set up a Google Meet.
Did any cats roam over there?
No, that was another thing I was worried about when I left the stove unmanned for 10 minutes. So I set the angle down on the phone, called, connected, and on my laptop here, I was able to see the screen, and I was able to get all my work done on this main screen over here. It was the most genius thing I've ever done. It was great. I got to edit the entire podcast.
It's impressive.
Carefree. Just kind of glanced over every now and then, made sure it was all good, and that was it.
How many eggs?
18. 18 eggs. I just had 6 of them. What?
You ate 6 eggs this morning? Yeah. I would throw up.
Yeah. 3 full hard-boiled and 3 just the egg whites.
I need 2.
And I was supposed to have a bowl of cereal as well. But actually, grab that sheet of paper right there, Carla Marie. Yeah. So this is my breakfast. This is the meal plan for the breakfast. It's 3 whole eggs, 3 egg whites, 1 cup of cereal, 1 cup of low-fat milk, and fish oil capsules. And then after the show is over, a scoop of protein, a medium banana, and a tablespoon of peanut butter. That's lunch. Or that's late breakfast. So I noticed what I do, because I've done the workout that goes along with this meal plan, but if I don't write it down, and track it. I never do it.
The workout?
So, no, the workout, because the workout is easy to track in the app. The meal plan is just a list.
There's sardines on here. Don't worry. Oh, no.
Not this week. Sardines would be next week, but I'm not going to do that.
No sardines?
I'm done with sardines.
Why?
It's so, I did it twice, maybe 3 times in this meal plan. I've proved to myself that I can do it. I don't need to do it again. I can have tuna and do the same thing.
Wait, I'm sorry. I just read Martha's message, and it's hilarious. Put it on the screen.
Okay.
Mikey and I did that with our kids in a hotel room while we were at the bar downstairs. FaceTime them in the room so we could see the kids.
It's great. It makes, really, it's just a two-way camera at that point.
It's a baby cam.
Yeah, it's a baby cam. And if they're your babies, you set up a baby cam.
Wow. And there's a lot of questions about your diet also coming in, but then there's also people about your genius moment. I would throw up.
I would throw up. How does your body process all of that protein without kidney issues? Well,
I don't know if
I won't have kidney issues at some point. But I drink a lot of water, and I am the reason I actually do like to stick to this workout this meal plan for this workout is it's a lot of work. So I am burning a lot. I am breaking down my entire body basically every day.
Yeah.
So to support that, I eat a lot of protein. I actually noticed when I was fasting and I gave up all animal products because obviously you're going to cut out a lot of protein that way. The first 2 weeks of my fast were fine. And I definitely noticed later on in the program, because I wasn't having protein, that I didn't feel as strong as quickly. I didn't feel like I recovered fast enough.
But you just didn't go about it properly. Like, you also could have had more protein that wasn't meat.
I could have had like a vegan protein shake or something like that. I didn't like the way they tasted. And at the same time, I'd have to have so much of it. It was just unrealistic.
Well, doing no meat for me, in 2 weeks, I was like, I feel like I lost 5 pounds just by not eating meat.
Well, no, I lost about 9 or 10.
I might have to do this again.
Do whatever you want.
Okay, so Shanna said, I had a genius moment this week too. A set of keys dropped between our patio slats, and there's no way to reach them. I duct taped magnets to the end of a paintbrush and sucked the paintbrush through the slats, and the magnets brought the keys up. It's amazing.
What is the saying? Something is the father or the mother of invention. There's necessity. Necessity is the father or the mother of invention. Necessity is the mother of all innovation. Thank you, jolly Russian Buddhist. Invention.
I guess innovation.
Scotty said I donated all my sardines to the food shelf. I was all set. Yeah,
Remember I threw up when you made me?
Yeah, that was a moment. That was on the stream, right? Yeah. Yeah, I proved to myself because in the meal plan, I believe it's week 2. Instead of having like a tuna and mayo on bread, like a tuna salad on bread, you do 2 crackers and 6, however many crackers and a can of sardines, and you just eat them whole. And it is not something I enjoy.
They don't give you a substitute?
No, but you could make substitutes. Like, grab that for another second, Carla Marie. The dinner this week is tilapia. I'm not going to make fish. I'm just going to make chicken.
I feel like I say tilapia, but I feel like you're saying tilapia the way you say falafel.
Tilapia. There's an I there.
It's tilapia.
But there's an I there.
Where?
Tilapia. Or did I spell it wrong?
No. You're saying I or A?
Tilapia.
Tilapia.
I don't know. Either way. Jolly Russian Buddha said sardines are delicious when emulsified. I don't even know what that means, honestly.
Like blended.
Yeah, that mushy. Sounds terrible to me, honestly.
Like a tapenade. I guess you would say tilapia if you say tapenade.
And then also I was listening to the morning show podcast today just to make sure everything plays properly. And we're obviously talking about HelloFresh because there's an awesome deal that we're running with the company.
Yep.
Since they're what's it called? Podcast sponsor. And after I started meal prepping and figuring out all the things I have to go to the store and buy today, it's like, man, I really wish I could just go back to HelloFresh.
I know. We should.
No, I can, just not for this specific workout.
I know. Ooh, that would be fun. We should see if HelloFresh wants to create the Anthony meal plan.
It would be very boring. They'd have to send no spices. They would. But actually, if you do feel like getting some HelloFresh, listen to the Morning Show podcast, because the deal that they are running on our podcast,
It's a good one.
it's pretty insane. Is it 16
meals.
16 meals?
Free.
Yeah, that's a lot of food.
Yeah, and people are like, yeah, but I'm already a member. Just sign up with a different email.
You good? You good? That's all they're really looking for. Although I wonder if they also cross-check it with your address.
They don't.
Listen, whatever you do to get whatever's available, do what you got to do, you know? Next thing on the list, Carla Marie, emo night.
So we went to emo night. Was there something specific? Okay, just wanted to make sure there was nothing I was missing. So emo night, we've talked about it a bunch. Kind of like Disney night that we did, but completely different company, but the same idea. It's emo music all night. It's like if you go to an 80s night at a club or a bar, or 90s night.
At this point, emo's night.
Emo night.
What I saw? What
Emos.
Emo night is the modern version of 80s night. Like the age ranges are basically the same of the people who are going to this now that went to 80s night.
And emo night, EMONITE, is a brand. They originated in LA. Were they the original?
I don't know.
And then there's also Emo Night Brooklyn, spelled the proper way. They're another company. So there are two different ones. And there's a bit of a battle of the emo nights, but the one we went to Friday is the better one.
Would you go to the emo cruise? Have you seen that?
Yes, I would. Yellow Card's performing.
The lineup is pretty awesome. And the fact that Yellow Card is performing, because we are friendly with Sean Mackin, who is the violinist of Yellow Card.
You turned into our parents?
What?
No one that's like hip and young.
What?
Says we're friendly with them.
Well, I feel like if I say we're friends with him, it makes it sound like we send each other like birthday cards.
Well,
which I guess we do message each other on each other's birthdays. So we're friends with Sean Mackin from Yellow Card.
We're friends.
He's a great guy. So on the lineup, let me put this on the screen. Give me a moment here.
I'm a big fan of like the logo, like the artwork.
Here we go. Emo's Not Dead Cruise. You've got Yellow Card, Mayday Parade, Story of the Year.
Yes.
August Burns Red, who I'm not super familiar with. Census Phil, very familiar with Census Phil. Went to high school with Buddy. Don't know him.
You're not friendly.
Not friendly with Buddy. We had similar friends though. The Devil Wears Prada. Charlotte Sands, we know her manager.
Yeah.
Armor for Sleep, Reclaim the Fallen, Your Broken Hero, and the Emo Band. This has to be like a cover band or something.
Hey, those are our colors. I just realized that whole thing is like live band karaoke.
Oh, that's cool.
Vocals, you.
That's cool.
Get me up there.
So February 26th, 2024 is when this takes off.
My birthday.
It would be around your birthday.
Well, we have friends who went to I believe the emo band did a night in Jersey, and they said it's so freaking cool. You go up there and you perform with the band.
It is pretty sweet. If you did not sign up for the Emo's Not Dead Cruise pre-sale, come back at 2 p.m. Oh, tomorrow. All right, we'll have to see. I don't know. Like, I don't have no idea how much tickets are, because I've got to assume they're pretty expensive if they're paying all those bands.
Scream singing every night.
Oh, explore pricing. Here we go. Let's say we were going with 4 guests, hypothetically. Per person.
No,
actually, these aren't terrible.
Ocean view window.
What am I looking at?
That's what we want.
Ocean view window?
Yeah.
Under $1,000 per person. How long is it?
And is it all? I'm assuming it's all inclusive.
It's about 4 days? No, because it's February.
26th, 27th. No, next year's leap year. 28th, 29th, and the 1st. 5 days.
Not bad, honestly.
But we got to get to Great Stirrup Cay.
No, we got to get to Miami. And that's where it goes.
Okay, wait. What song would you sing if you were doing karaoke with the emo band?
What song would I sing?
Oh, wait. the Norwegian Pearl.
Is it?
In that photo, it's the Norwegian Pearl.
I wonder, because I doubt they painted the whole cruise ship for one cruise.
I don't think it's actually painted. I think that's just...
So I'm assuming they just edited this picture, and maybe that was like a stock photo that they had. We should reach out to the people that we know at Norwegian, though.
Okay.
And see if this is through them. Because I know they have done stuff like that.
Or we're about to get the email people in trouble for doing this.
Well, then they shouldn't use Norwegian's cruise ship without asking.
All right, what song are you singing?
What song am I singing if I went and sang with the emo band?
This is tough for me.
I've done My Chemical Romance songs, and they're actually pretty difficult to sing. Maybe Fall Out Boy. No, you do Fall Out Boy?
Well, no, you might be able to. Because I might do some 41 Fat Lip.
Okay. Well, then I would probably do Fall Out Boy. I think that's, I don't know exactly. Maybe, probably take this, no, what is it? Grand Theft Autumn.
Where is
Because it's a pretty short song, too.
No, I would do Sophomore Slumber Comeback of the Year. Nobody Puts Baby in the Corner.
There's also great Taking Back Sunday songs I could pick.
Oh, you would have to do Taking Back Sunday.
I don't have to do anything. I'm my own man. I do what I want. But I think we should actually look into it. I mean, the fact that Yellow Card is the headliner, like the biggest name on the list, I love that. And maybe we could hit up Sean and be like, hey, man, how do we like get a discount? Is there like a friends and family since we're friends?
I need to know if
is there a friendly and family?
I need to know if it's like on a Norwegian ship.
We should get Sean on here. Maybe tomorrow to talk about the cruise.
Tomorrow we have Hannah joining us to talk about other boats.
You don't think Hannah would enjoy being on a show with Sean Mackin from Yellow Card?
She would. We're going to double up the guests tomorrow.
Why not?
You might not even have a voice.
That's true. I don't know if we're actually going to have a show tomorrow based on the way I'm feeling.
Oh, it is.
It's on the Norwegian Pearl. Thank you, Fatima and Becky. What?
Okay.
So that means we can reach out to Sean and the people from Norwegian
at this point,
who we're friendly with both parties.
Since we know both, maybe they'll just let us drive the ship.
We can open a friendlies on that ship. Shut up. Serve some ice cream.
Yeah, and then everyone will poop themselves.
Okay.
I don't know what they put in that ice cream. I've literally never met a person who's walked out of Wendy's without friendlies pooping their pants.
Me. I think because you have such a bad reaction to
I'm
dairy,
telling you,
assume
it's a
everyone
thing.
does.
It's a thing.
I don't know. But I think we can open a friendlies with the people that we're friendly with, Sean and Norwegian. And so to go back to our relationship with Sean from Yellow Card and how we're quote unquote friendly with him.
Mm-hmm.
When Elvis was getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, the Radio Hall of Fame in Chicago, by chance, Yellow Card and New Found Glory were on tour that same weekend. Mm-hmm. So we had a free night. Myself, Carla Marie, and Sam and my brother went to go see their show. And afterwards, we hung out with Sean for a little bit backstage. And he's like, hey, we normally go to this bar over here anytime we play this gig. Why don't you guys come over? It's a karaoke bar.
We went on their tour bus at one point, too.
We did. That was like very quickly to say goodbye, basically. But did I sing? I sang karaoke with Sean, right?
It wasn't Yellow Card.
No, he obviously didn't want to do a Yellow Card song. He just performed.
You did care, and then I tried filming it on something, and it never recorded.
Yeah, and then William Ryan Key, who is the lead singer, picked the song that we did.
Yes.
I forgot. I can't even remember what song it was.
These are the nights that I'm like, I wish I wasn't that drunk.
Why?
Because I don't remember it that well. And that's right. Your brother Justin was with us, and he's saying that he and I had a bit, and now I do remember this. That there was a girl at the bar that thought Justin was the lead singer of Yellow Card or another band, and I was just going with it.
Yeah, that's right. I do remember that. All right, so Emo's Not Dead Cruise 2024. We're going to see if we can get on there. Maybe.
Oh, shit.
What?
Stand by.
Whose bachelorette or wedding do you have?
Okay. This actually might work out.
Why?
Because I have Gabriella's bachelorette party in Puerto Rico until the 26th.
Oh, and
so if I just fly to Miami.
Yeah. You're going to be exhausted. But I think we can convince the people at Norwegian to let us live stream from there. That way we can bring in guests and stuff.
Man.
And we can build it up for the following year.
A flight to Miami would be way better than flying back here for $600.
Well, I mean, you're probably going to have to connect through Miami anyway, right?
No.
Miami or Dallas?
I found some direct.
From Seattle to Puerto Rico?
I'm pretty sure.
No way. There is no way there's a direct from Seattle to Puerto Rico. I'll just look it up right here. Seattle to Puerto Rico.
I love that we're planning trips this far out. I actually made this decision the other day that I'm going to start taking a trip in January because it's when no one's bothering you. Mm-hmm. No one's asking you to do anything except for this year. My niece was born. My best friend got married. But, like, it's so cheap to travel. Like, LFG.
Okay, can you fly nonstop to Puerto Rico? Well, yeah, I'm sure from somewhere you can. Why is that even a question? Stupid internet.
Puerto Rico.
Let's see. To San Juan, stops none.
What?
There are no options.
That's this week. Check that week.
Here, I'll go down further. Let's say in August.
Not flying Spirit.
Yeah, there are no nonstop flights from Seattle to Puerto Rico.
13 hours.
Because I believe the longest direct flight you can take in America is Seattle to Miami.
That's true. So I guess I'll have to go Seattle to New Jersey.
Or Seattle to Miami.
I think I actually was looking up, Seattle to Jersey, connecting with the rest of the idiots.
Oh, yeah.
And getting there together.
Man, I'll tell you what. Speaking of bachelor and bachelorette parties, I just booked a trip to a bachelor party. And I'm very excited to go. So, I mean, some of my best friends in the entire world are going to be at this bachelor party. So there was never a question in my mind that I would be going. But they're all flying from New Jersey or New York down to Charlotte, South Carolina. Right? No. Where am I going? Charlotte? No. Charleston, South Carolina. Charlotte is North Carolina.
Yeah, I was like...
Charleston, South Carolina. It's a whole golf thing. I was able to get a deal on a flight yesterday, and that deal was just under $800. Now, granted, I did find a direct flight each way, so Seattle to Charleston, not a very common route, so it's a little more expensive, and getting it direct is more expensive, but even flights with layovers up until this week were like $1,000.
Do you think
it's crazy?
Do you think that airlines are trying to make flying just for rich people again, so us poors can't go on the flights?
No, I think they are trying to. They know how excited everyone is to be flying again since the great panini of 2020, and I think they're just trying to make up all that money.
Well,
they fired a bunch of people. They're trying to make as much money as they can. They are really working at it.
Well, I was telling Anthony this yesterday. I was reading an article about how if an airline, like, say, for example, United has a flight and it's not full, they'd lose money most times, obviously, by flying it. Mm-hmm. But if they cancel it, which is their other option, they're then just taking those people and sending them to another airline. So the people that already have the flights booked or people that are then looking for that flight, they're just sending them to another airline. So it's something that they never do. But if one airline does it first, they'll all start doing it. So what's happening, and it said in the article, it said New York and Washington. I'm assuming D.C. They didn't specify, but New York and
the disrespect
and D.C. have a lack of air traffic controllers right now. So all these airlines are having to cut flights out of these major airports.
Which is triggering everything else.
Which is triggering utter chaos. Yeah. And the whole article was talking about how the demand of an airline, like if there's one seat left on a plane, it's going to be a lot of money, way more than that first seat was, which I think needs to be capped somewhere. PDB needs to get on that. But
PDB? Oh, PDB. Okay. I thought I meant PDB, like the letters, which would still work, I guess.
But those...
Pete Buttigieg, for those who are still figuring it out.
Department, what is he?
He's the transportation secretary.
Yes. So those two airports having to cancel flights everywhere is causing so much of this, and it's wild.
Yeah. This is an interesting theory from Sunali. She said they may also be trying to make people act less crazy because if you pay $1,000 for a flight, you're not going to be crazy and get kicked off or banned. There's also a flip side to that. The more you pay for something, the more of an asshole you're allowed to act like. If you make me pay $5,000 for a flight, I'm just going to slap somebody.
Yeah.
Just why not?
Yeah.
You know? I'm also, by the way, not going to slap anybody on a flight. Just looking like me, I'm not allowed to say those types of things and then be expected to fly. So I will not slap anyone on any flights or anywhere. Just got to set that straight. There is also the issue of pilots who are allowed to retire early during the Panini. Mm-hmm. One of our former bosses actually became a pilot for Horizon and Alaska Airlines. And he was saying that one of the things they didn't anticipate when they canceled a lot of flights and let the flight staff retire early. I think if you were within 3 to 5 years, you were allowed to take your retirement and get the same exact package. One of the things they weren't anticipating was travel picking up as quickly as it did right after. Uh-huh. They thought they were going to have kind of some lead time, which is insane.
I don't know who told them that.
So they let a bunch of people retire thinking they had more time to fill those spots, and they don't.
And it's not just like you can be like, hey, come on, just start the job and we'll train you.
No. There's thousands of hours.
There's a process that cannot be rushed. So that's what this backlog is. Yeah. But Vicky Vitt said, I'm trying to book flights is annoying and they're so damn expensive and I don't want to do the basic prices either because I want to make sure my child sits next to me. So I believe if your kid is under the age of 12, you do not have to pay the extra fare.
Does it call them though?
So when you're booking and you put in their age, it should automatically do it. But there's like these different roles because I actually was looking into it because my niece and my great nephew Michael are gonna fly out here, and I was like, are we gonna have to pay this extra fare just because it's a kid? Like, this doesn't make sense. And I think the way to book it is different on different airlines. Like, you can't select 2 different seats and then hope they put you together kind of thing. There's a way to book it. You can just call the airline and ask. You do not have to pay that extra fare if your kid is under 12, I believe.
And I will say I've had to call Delta and I've had to call Alaska for different things. And they're both great on the phone. Alaska customer service is really second to none.
And I've gotten the same guy a few times. He's in Idaho. And he's great because they answer and they stay where they are.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think one of the reasons, and they'll always do this, no matter who you call these days, you always get an automated message that says call volumes are high. Try going and doing this online. And that guaranteed isn't true for everywhere you're calling. I think that's just an obstacle they want to make sure you're willing to overcome and not do things their way online, because they know if you're going to call someone, you're either complaining about something, you want to get something for free, or you're trying to do something a little different, and they're trying to deter you from that option.
Yeah, but sometimes it's just hard to explain. Like, I had to call Bank of America the other day, and they were so helpful and so nice, but I was just like, I'm very confused by because I tried to open up a business account, and it was just chaos. So.
Yeah. What are you?
Well, our phone line's not working right.
No.
Sorry, Nick. Maybe next time.
What do you?
He wanted to call.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. I also think, going back to what you were saying, Carla Marie, about how generally in the past, I guess, unless airlines weren't as accepting of canceling flights because they knew you'd end up on another airline, right? I do think we're smart enough to know there's probably some collusion between airlines at this point. There's probably CEOs calling each other like, hey, if I cancel these routes and you cancel these routes, I'll help you out here. You help me out here. We jack up our prices.
Then they end it with
stock price goes up, and then we could all go on our boat to the Cayman Islands, go visit whatever private island they all own, whatever lizard people they hang out with, all that stuff.
Yeah. No, they definitely. I think Melissa was asking questions about, wait, what do you mean? I didn't see her question, but I saw everyone else responding to her. Okay. And I don't think she knew that now you have to pay extra to be able to choose a seat on an airline.
Man, the way they nickel and dime you on airlines It is insane.
So,
and the most frustrating, I think I talked about this.
Spirit started this.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, I'll never fly Spirit because I have to do this. And now they're all doing it.
And listen, I get it. If you don't have the resources to fly, there are ways that they're making it cheaper for you to get on a flight.
Are they making it cheaper or are they making it what it was?
Well, I don't know. But for example, I think I talked about this when I went to LA in January for the Twitch convention thing that I attended. It was a last minute flight to LA. So, and I knew I was only going to be there for like 24 hours. I only needed a backpack. That was it. So I bought the basic fare, which means you can't take anything larger than a backpack or something that fits under the seat in front of you.
Yeah, they will let you put a bag under your seat, but you can't put
use
in
the
the
overhead.
overhead. That's United.
United, yeah. And I fill everything out. I put my TSA pre-check number in there, all that stuff. So I figure, you know what? This is great. I only have a backpack. I'm not even taking a laptop with me, so it'll take me 2 seconds to get through security. I don't have to get there super early. But because I chose the basic fare, I needed to make sure I was there over an hour early because the team at United had to approve my bag size. And I get it. I'm sure there are people who have booked the basic fare and try to bring in 2 carry-ons and they screw up the whole system. But even though I have pre-check and even though I have TSA and clear, I had to get there with my one backpack, my tiny backpack, over an hour early.
What did they do?
So you go to the kiosk, you sign in, and a yellow light starts flashing, and one of the kiosk attendants, one of the airline staff, comes over, looks at your bag, puts in their code to approve you, and then you're done.
So stupid.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people talking about how much they love JetBlue. JetBlue was my favorite airline, but they don't really fly out of here, at least anywhere we're going.
Southwest, too. So we don't have a lot of Southwest flights here.
But I'd say, like, I love Alaska as much as I loved JetBlue. Like, Alaska Airlines, one of my favorite companies.
Yeah. I was so our friend Kira flew in for emo night this past weekend, and her flight back was on Alaska. And she actually messaged me because I guess if you're not from here, and we probably thought it when we first saw Alaska Airlines.
What is this small little airline coming out of Alaska?
Yeah, like, is this a prop plane they're flying? So she asked me if Alaska Airlines is like reputable and good. And I said, it's absolutely one of the best airlines you're ever going to fly. So feel free to book that ticket, which is what I'm flying, by the way, to Charleston, direct each way.
I think I have United to Jersey and then Alaska back.
I've never flown Allegiant. I've gone to their stadium in Vegas, but that's about it.
I keep getting Instagram videos of these people that are sleeping in like rooms on airplanes.
Yeah, I want to do that just once. Just one time.
How much money is that?
Just one time. I want to get a little cabin. You know, put my feet up. Even a pod. Just give me a pod.
Yeah. My sister, I think, had that for her honeymoon. And my parents, too.
Is that what you got to do these days? You got to get married to get a pod? It's ridiculous.
That wedding money.
What else is on the list? Oh, invisible labor. And this is going to be the last thing we talk about. And by the way, my voice, I think after warming it up a little bit.
If you don't use it, you lose it. You got to use
some hot lemon water and some regular water. Just water.
Water.
I say water normally, I think. I don't say water. But anyway.
A dirty water dog?
Invisible labor. This was an article I read yesterday. It came through Twitter, so I don't know when it was posted because Twitter's weird. But I think I suffer from this. And let me explain. So invisible labor, the way the article set it up, is one of the reasons adults end up feeling more tired than they think they deserve to be. Have you ever gone through a day and you're like, wait, I didn't even really do that much.
Yeah, Friday.
And I'm exhausted.
I was at Seahawks and I asked 8 moms a question of the players and then 3 of the players. That's all I had to do on Friday.
So the idea behind invisible labor, and this is especially for parents, is most of us don't schedule the mundane things we have to do in life, right? Doing the dishes, meal prepping, cleaning around the house, folding laundry, all of those things. So what you end up doing is you schedule everything else in your life, and you don't account for the invisible labor, the things that you don't get paid for, the things that go unnoticed, the things that are so normal that they're habitual at this point in your life, right? You know that when your dishes get full, you've got it. Well, some people don't, but you know when your dishes get full,
go scratch. Go scratch.
You have to clean them or put them in the dishwasher or whatever. And what I started realizing was, wait a second. If we all do a better job of understanding that those things take up time, and we schedule those things or create a routine around those things, maybe we'll understand how to better schedule the rest of our lives, and we will have time to enjoy and not feel like we're always running on fumes and always like there's always a billion things on our to-do list, because you're getting things done on that should be on your to-do list, but you're not even acknowledging it.
So like a chore chart.
Kind of, yeah. But also like designating time, just like you would designate for your workout, just like you would designate for actual work, just like you would schedule hopefully picking up your kids from school. Unless you're my parents, then you just completely forget. Scheduling the dumb things to understand how your day is going to flow. It's a really interesting thing that I never thought about before.
All right, we're going to make a chore chart.
Okay.
And you got to put your little name card, like whoever's chore it is that week.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Jen just said, you just described my Sunday and this morning so far. It's no wonder I pass out the minute I sit down. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, and working from home, we talk about this often, is like it's so hard because you'll see home things that need to get done in the middle of the day and you start doing them. And then it's like, well, why am I working so late? And it's like, well, no, you took an hour and a half out of the day to clean. Yeah,
you did the dishes, you folded laundry, you started weeding.
And there's also more home things that need to be done when you work from home because you are physically living here and making a mess.
Yeah. Interesting. Eats and Tweets said, Fair Play is a really good, where'd it go?
Book.
There it is. A book/card game for households dividing labor that each person wants to do.
Ooh, I like that.
You gotta check that out. Maybe you could put it in what's trending.
It's me. Meech said I do this. Like Monday morning is my grocery shopping space. It helps so much.
And it's interesting because I read that article, and I'm also finishing a book called The One Thing that our friend Tony gave us. And one of the One Thing is a kind of like a business advice book, but one of the topics he goes over is how not only do you have to plan, but you have to set time to plan. So now you're taking it one step back further, right? Not only do you have to plan, like write down the things you want to do chore-wise, but you have to sit down and designate time to do that.
Yeah.
Which then you're taking a step back. And if you can do all of those things, now I'm terrible at planning anything. But if you can do it, it seems like it would help.
Yeah, we should do that. And then 1 week, you're going to have to clean the bathroom.
Okay. You make it sound like that's like the biggest deal in the world.
Because all you complain about is doing the dishes, but that's kind of like all you do.
Audi Swan said, wait, Anthony seems like a good planner. It is. No, there are things that I can plan really well. Generally, when it comes to work, I am very buttoned up. I know exactly what I'm doing all the time.
This is the best way to describe it. When Anthony plans, he's a good planner.
Yeah, but I won't plan like vacations and stuff. Other than booking the flight, I love not making plans. It's just you're supposed to go and enjoy yourself. That's it.
Melissa said, I found a chart on Pinterest years ago that says what chores you should do and each day of the week. So we're going to all need that chart.
Yeah. Gym plans, I consider that. I'm very good at that as well. Although I will say I'm not good at sticking to the time I get to the gym. But I am good at making sure I get there every day and I know exactly what I'm doing. It's funny. I was actually talking to my friend Julian, who I see at the gym all the time, and he was asking me what I was doing that day. So I showed him. He was like, he said something along the lines of, it's crazy that you always know exactly what you're doing when you come to the gym.
Yeah, I have to have a plan.
And what I told him was it makes it so much easier instead of getting there and then figuring out what you're doing and jumping around and saying, well, I don't feel like doing legs today, so I'm going to do this instead. This is for anyone, whether you've been working out a ton or you don't work out at all, if you feel like getting into a good routine, find a plan, a specific routine exercise by exercise. It'll break it down with the rest you need, the reps, the weight, all of it, and stick to it.
Yeah.
For like 2 months, and you will never go back. Ever.
That, like, for example, that's part of the reason why I love going to Orange Theory, because I don't have to think. Yeah. I know that within 60 minutes, my workout is done. I don't have my phone, nothing. Just boom, don't. And I literally don't have to think about it. It's on the screen what I have to do. Someone's telling me what to do. I'm done.
Yeah.
But also on my non-Orange Theory days, when I go to the gym, I have an app, and I've been following that. I only started using it like 2 months ago. It's the Whitney Simmons Alive app. I've talked about her on here before, and you have to pay for it, but it has your plan, and then you can put in what weights you used for it, and it'll show you last time you used 15s or whatever. And it's like, oh, I did. Even yesterday, I was like, there's no way I used 15s for this. I had to like go down to 10s, and I don't know. It could have been more reps or whatever. But it's like, damn, now what did I do? I got to get back up to that. It's a great way to track your progress. I lived so much of my life just going to the gym and standing there doing two things and leaving.
Used to.
I hate, I used to do that, and I hated it. It made me hate the gym. It made me not see progress. It made me not want to get into a routine of going. But if you have a plan in almost every aspect of your life, it is better.
It's true. What else? I mean, and you have to leave some wiggle room, obviously, in life in general. Yeah. And what I started getting better at in the gym recently.
That's a good bar name.
What?
The Wiggle Room.
The Wiggle Room. A club?
No.
And you play Wiggle It?
No.
Wiggle it just a little bit. Let me see.
And then when you do that,
it,
like shots
just a little. What? Who's is that?
Oh,
Snap?
there's a Wiggle Room preschool. Temporarily closed.
Is it Snap that sings Wiggle It?
There's a Wiggle Room in Olympia, but it's an antique store. And there's a Wiggle Room indoor playground in Portland.
2 in a room. That's the artist. 2 in a room. I forgot they existed. I forgot they were in that room. Hope they made it out. Yeah, you were mentioning, Carla Marie, how in your app you used the dumbbell and then you went back and you were like, I can't do that today. One of the things I'm getting better at understanding, especially as you get older, and you work out more routinely, is not every day is going to be your strongest day. Not every day is even supposed to be your strongest day. Sometimes you're going to just not feel it. Even if you've been super healthy, doesn't matter. Even if you've been super healthy for the week between those workouts or however many days between that workout, sometimes your body just says, not today, Junior. Not today. But then some days you'll surprise yourself. There are days that I've gone up 30 pounds in weight and been like, oh, wow, that was a lot easier than I anticipated.
I need a life coach, but not like someone that's going to be like, okay, so what do you want to do next in your life? I need a life coach that's going to be like, this is what we're doing at the gym today. Like, follow me to Orange Theory and be like, no, pick up a different weight and then feed me. And then put me to bed.
So you want a trainer?
And
like a
tell me
coach.
When to take my vitamins. No, follow me all day.
What else are they doing while you're not working out or eating?
Telling me to sit upright.
Toe inspirations. I don't know what I said, but I like the way that sounds.
It was something about planning.
I thought you said the planning thing. Whatever. I'm all hopped up on, what'd you give me this morning? Pee pills again?
Nasal decongestant.
Allegedly, I took some nasal decongestant pills. I'll wait 3 weeks to see what they actually are.
Did you see the story about the woman that wrote, after her husband died, she wrote a book about grief?
Yeah.
And apparently she was the one that killed him.
Which, odd, because, well, A, it's just odd to do that. But wasn't there a lady in Oregon who wrote, like, how to murder your husband, and then she actually murdered her husband?
Yep. These ladies, man, they're bringing down our IQ as a group.
Yeah, it seems dumb.
Here's the thing, and I'll say this about murder shows when you see, like, women that are, like, the murderers, it's just always crazier. Like, the story.
Because I think women, this is going to be a weird thing, when women plan to murder, I think they put more thought into it. They are thinking about how they're going to get away with it. When men plan to murder, they're just like, I'm going to kill.
I think
that's it.
Listen, I don't actually know this. I think more men murder out of rage and more women plan their rage murder.
Yes. Yeah, women are more methodical.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they mostly get caught.
Although, based on this.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't make a Google Doc about how I'd murder you, generally speaking, just because.
That lady wrote a whole book.
Yeah, I'm not an idiot. I mean, I am, but I'm not. I don't have the patience to write a book. So.
You get a ghostwriter.
I could, but then I'd have to be like giving them all of my information about how I killed someone, and then they'd say, "Where'd you get all this information?" And then I'd have to kill them too.
Oh, okay.
And then I'd have to get a ghostwriter for the second book, so on and so forth. Next thing you know, the world has no more authors. That's just how it works.
Okay, Melissa sent us the 2 chore charts.
What do we got?
They're in our email. I'm not gonna just read a chore chart.
Give us a day. Pick a day. Today's Monday.
Monday. Oh, there's an everyday. A Monday is clean the toilet.
Okay.
Clean the tub and shower walls. Wipe down counters and sink. It's all bathroom today.
Okay.
Vacuum and mop. Wash towels and bath mat. Empty trash. Wipe baseboards and windowsills. Clean all mirrors. I need this.
I think my brother Michael did this with ChatGPT.
He did. I feel like
I think he said something like, "Give me a plan where I can spend half an hour a day to keep my apartment clean," or something along those lines.
So what we can do is, do we want to put it in the newsletter? I know we just sent a newsletter today.
Let's send one on Wednesday.
Let's regroup because I'm flying Wednesday. I might be able to make it like a CMA themed.
Okay, maybe next week.
All right, just let your house be dirty for another week.
Yeah, enjoy your life today because it's going to be totally different by next week.
Yeah.
Or something. Diva Woman said, "I hate house cleaning." You know, I enjoy cleaning now. Obviously, I didn't like it when I was a kid. But the problem now is mainly this room and the fact that we work from home because I have, like, things tucked away to make, like, work stuff is mixed in with home stuff, and it's starting to drive me a little bit crazy. I've got to figure out a plan for that. But other than that, I actually do enjoy. I love vacuuming. Vacuuming is a lot of fun. Just seeing the streaks like you're mowing a lawn, you know? Did you ever, when you were a kid, we only had one room in the house that I grew up in Clifton that was long enough and the ground was clear enough because it was kind of like our living room, playroom, whatever. But if all the toys were away, it was pretty long. And I would take the vacuum as a kid and I would go all the way one way and then turn it around to go all, like I was like manicuring an MLB outfield.
I didn't do that.
No.
But
it's because you're not a crazy
person. I do love
person.
seeing the lines.
Did you notice? So Carla Marie, before we had a bunch of people over for Disney night, what was it called? Be Our Guest.
Mm-hmm.
Carla Marie went out, got a bunch of mixers and whatnot, and there was tons and tons of cans of seltzer from Costco. So for a while, we were storing some of them outside, and we finally have room in the fridge where we could fit all of them. And I went through full stock boy, all color coordinated, all flavor coordinated, all labels out. It's beautiful.
I saw. And
Roger from my old deli, he would be a big fan of how I did that.
Well, I keep getting like these videos of these Instagram accounts that like share all these cool Amazon products. And one of them is you put it in your fridge and it's for cans. And it's when you take a can out, it pops them forward. I'm like, we don't need that. We don't need this. We don't need this.
We don't need that.
We need this. We need this.
No. No, I do like the ones, instead of popping forward, they like roll. Have you seen those? It's basically 2 layers.
Yes.
The top layer leans back.
It's like if you keep it in the
bottom
box.
layer. Yeah, the bottom layer leans forward, and every time you take a can from the bottom layer, they roll.
Yeah. Here's my problem with the Roomba, which we have. It defeats the purpose because I can't let it go. What's it called when you look over something?
Unattended?
No, there's another word.
I think unattended.
I guess unattended. Because it's got to pick up all the toys that where they put everywhere, and then it just stops and gets stuck. So now I have to clean up the toys and set the room up. Yeah. Unsupervised. Thank you, Lacey.
I think unattended.
No, but that's what I was thinking.
Unsupervised. That's fair. So do we want to does anyone need a Roomba? If you do, you could buy one off of Carla Marie. Well, you don't use it. Yes? No?
Maybe.
Unaccompanied. That's a good one, too. Let's see. Deborah said, I have a love-hate relationship with my Roomba as well. So I have a friend, and Carla Marie knows him as well. His name's Chris. And he works for a marketing company that I guess works with Roomba. And they have a new feature on the newest Roomba that detects animal poop. Because I guess one of the issues with dog or cat owners is every now and then if the dog or the cat left a little turd nugget, the Roomba would just think it was garbage and try to sweep it up. And next thing you know, they're dragging poop everywhere.
Yeah, no thank you.
Or across their little maze of your house. So now they have a poop detector.
It's so smart.
But I don't know how it works. Does it have to be a wet poop for it to notice it?
I don't know, dude. Don't talk about that. It's too early.
I don't know.
Sprinkles.
What about sprinkles?
Remember we used to say Skittles.
Milwaukee Tom said it smells it. That would be amazing. That's a nice new feature. It's about time, said Angela in Spokane. Does anyone know how it works is the question.
Tacoma Swifty missed the first part of the convo and came in. We're talking about Roombas.
And then Martha said, I'd prefer the vacuum. I like the satisfaction of cleaning it. Yeah. I agree.
Okay, kids.
Guys, I'll tell you what. I'm happy that, what?
Really quick.
Yeah.
Holly Berry said, I left a tray of oil paints on the floor after finishing a painting, and the Roomba went over it and dragged oil paint all over the house.
Ooh, that is tough. That is very tough.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it made art, though. Did it look nice? Probably not.
Ooh.
It probably just looked brown after it mixed all the paints together. You ever do that as a kid? You were like mixing colors, then you got a little too overboard, and then it just ruined the whole thing. It's just brown.
Brown.
That weird dark purple brown.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for putting up with my voice today. I think it got a little better towards the end of the show. Hopefully it is better tomorrow. I will be honest, if it gets worse today, I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
Stop talking.
Honestly, as long as I can make it till tomorrow's show.
All right, stop talking.
Because then I could take vocal rest on Wednesday. Either way, I feel pretty good now. So thank you very much. Thank you for the well wishes in the chat. Appreciate you, Carla Marie.
Peace out, Cub Scouts. Bye, chicken nuggets.